Why will Ancapistan inevitably fail? Why will a capitalist society that claims to be for liberty ultimately lead to its own demise? And the reason for this is very simple. Because you have no group identity, no collectivism in the society. It's not a nation built upon people wanting to help one another. It's a nation based upon people with selfish interests who only care for themselves. They don't care to help their neighbor, their friends. They don't care to help anybody. If somebody is in need of, say, for instance, medical aid, if it costs them something, they won't even bother giving to them a medical kit that they will never ever use. They don't care, because it's a very cold society. There's no help your fellow neighbor, help your fellow man and woman. It's not about that. To these so-called capitalists, these so-called libertarian types who aren't real libertarians, but are instead taking the term libertarian and applying it to themselves unfairly, unjustly, they are inherently cruel people. Because when you have a society where nobody's helping one another, nobody's forming communities for the better of the people, right? It's not based upon working things out through dialogue, it's based upon how much money does this person have. Because in this society, you're nothing more than a pawn. A piece of private property, not public or anything, that is worth no more than money. It's not worth friendship or love or affection. It's nothing more than currency. And to these people, all they care about is the wealth. It's all about generating wealth for private owners through legalization of privatization for every single business. Public park changed into a private park. Now public roads and transport changed into private roads and private transports, and you have private healthcare and everything. It's a society where nobody's helping one another and nobody's caring about one another. It's a society without values inherently. And that's why it will inevitably fail, because the people that claim to be for capitalism and privatization, when they get this society, they'll turn around and realize, oh wait, I don't like living in Ancapistan. Ancapistan is terrible because the people here have nothing in common and don't want to share with one another. They don't care to allow others to borrow certain things that they're not even using. All they care about is private property and making as much money as possible by exploiting their workers who have no other option. Because when everybody is a slave owner, and everyone else is a slave, how do you expect people to bond, to connect with people that oppress them? Well, you don't. And the ANCAPs and libertarian capitalists, even though as I said they're not real libertarians, don't care. They don't care about relationships or anything like this. So yeah, that's why Ancapistan will die, will perish, after only a few weeks of its existence. Now by all means, I think it should happen. I mean, I think Ancapistan should exist. You should go ahead with it, so we can get these people out of decent countries and into their own isolated zone. But also because every single society, no matter how crazy and terrible, deserves to exist. And for the sake of it, I do hope it works out for you. I don't think it will, and I think I will be laughing if it ever does fail, which it inevitably will if you ever try it. But, I'm just saying. So that's all I really had to say. Fuck capitalism and fuck the state.